Hey guys, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. If you're new to my channel, hey, how's it going? I'm Jen. Welcome, glad you found your way here, and I hope you stick around for a while. If you are not new to my channel, hey, how's it going? Long time no talk. How's the family? Tell me everything. This is my first speed build that I have put up since the new year, so honestly, you'd assume since it's been so long that I'd actually have a whole bunch to tell you guys myself, but really, I've been keeping it pretty low-key so far this year. And when I say this year, I actually mean this entire year, because even on New Year's Eve, I was in bed by midnight. I did not go out. I did not get wild or turn up or anything. I was a very responsible, mature adult, and I was at home. But that's really only because I had to work the next day and so did my boyfriend. I promise you next year we are going to go out and have some fun. But that's an entire year away from now, so until then, why don't you guys comment down below and let me know what you did so I can get excited and live vicariously through you, and maybe even figure out what we are going to do next year. And it's honestly probably time for me to start talking about this build because that's the whole reason you clicked on the video. Now, as awesome as it would be for me to be able to take credit for this really cool design, I can't. This build was actually inspired by a real building. It is, I believe, the Beijing CCTV headquarters building. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 99.9% sure. At least it was in Beijing and not somewhere else. But I remember it was definitely the CCTV building of wherever it was. Now, you may be wondering what in my life led me to building the Beijing CCTV headquarters. Well, the other night I was scrolling through my Facebook feed and I fell down a rabbit hole of like really cool architecture throughout the world. And when I came to this one, the moment I saw it, I was just kind of like, oh, I have to build this. So that's exactly what I did. Plus, I was scrolling at the same time that the national championship was on. And if anybody watched that, I mean, it took maybe like a quarter to figure out that Clemson was going to destroy Alabama. So there was really no point in paying attention to that game anyway. And before anyone can come at me for being happy that Alabama lost, I am not a Clemson fan either. I'm actually a Florida State fan. So if you're going to come for me for anything, come for me for being a Florida State fan because everybody already does. And we're going to go back to talking about the building again because I keep getting sidetracked. I won't say that this build was overly hard because I feel like that's the wrong word for it, but maybe overly complicated. And maybe it wasn't even overly complicated. Maybe I just overly complicated it, but I really don't know. The only thing I do know is that when I walked into this build, I thought the only thing that mattered was making sure the rooms were big enough to fit a staircase, and I was wrong. Other things mattered too. After putting up the initial structure, I had to go back and expand the rooms that the staircases were in because they were sitting against the walls, which meant I couldn't put the windows all the way around it. And if I had been in just a little bit more of an obsessive mood, I probably would have actually just torn the whole building down and started over. Because placing the windows got really tricky in certain areas where you couldn't just do double wide windows all the way down. I really had to think about the placement and make sure that visually it looked good on the outside, given that I had to use both single and double wide windows in different areas. And I know what you're thinking because I've already thought it myself. Why didn't I just use all single wide windows and not be so worried about it? I wanted less lines. I know that sounds dumb, but I just wanted less lines on the outside of the building. I just wanted that double wide window effect. It's a small detail. It's not really that important, but it's just what I wanted for this build. The other area that kind of tripped me up was the top floor, which is the only functioning floor other than the bottom floor. I put a glass dance floor onto that level just so that when you walked across it, you would see straight down and kind of freak out the Sims. But none of the dance floors in their normal size actually fit the space correctly. I ended up having to take one of the smaller dance floors and then using the cheat key to make it bigger so that it at least fitted evenly and enough of the space to have the effect that I wanted. But if I could go back, I would just build the rooms the right size the first time to fit the largest dance floor without any cheating or manipulation necessary. If you happen to be having a weird time trying to visualize what I just explained about the dance floors, it's literally happening on the screen right now. So you can just see like none of the floors were the right size. I had to alter them to make them the right size. Now, I didn't record myself doing any of the furnishing to this build because honestly, at the time, I really didn't know what I wanted the building to be. I just knew that I wanted to make the building. And in the end, I ended up turning it into a really cool art center. So even though you aren't going to see me dropping a bunch of random furniture into the build, you will still see the end result very soon during the slideshow. And by soon, I mean right now. Now, if you want to add this super awesome art center to your Sims game, you will be happy to know that there is absolutely no CC in this build, so you don't have to worry about finding any files or installing anything extra into your game. And it's in the gallery right now, ready for you to download it. You can find it by either searching Oasis Glass Art Center or my ID, which is SimplayJen. Simplay is spelled there the same way it's spelled here. And now it's pretty much just time to wrap up this video. I do hope you enjoyed watching this build. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope that you make it back here for the next one. All right, y'all, take it easy.